All you have to do is love yourself. You hear it online, you hear it from coaches, you hear it from friends. And it used to drive me insane when I would hear that, because if I knew how to love myself, I wouldn't have been in the situations that I was in. I used to make the analogy that it was like saying the word iguana to a person in Iceland 100 years ago. They would have had no idea what that meant. If this resonates with you, this is your video. Hi, I'm Elena Love. I am your spiritual coach and your guide to living the soft life that you deserve. Today, I want to talk about self love, and I am going to teach you how I taught myself how to love myself. And this is the foundation to living a beautiful, soft life that feels good to you inside so that you can create a beautiful life outside. So, the first thing that I did was I got clear about what I wanted. I was no longer interested in allowing someone to love me the way they thought I should be loved. And I decided that I was going to be very clear about how I wanted to be loved. And I wrote that down. So I encourage you to write down, how do you want to feel? So for me, I wanted to feel cherished, adored, treasured, loved, spoiled even. There is no limit on this. And if you find resistance coming up when you are writing this down, I want you to put a star by it, because that is something that you need to work on and work through. Does not mean that you cannot have it. Your ego saying to you, well, I shouldn't want to be spoiled, does not mean that you shouldn't be spoiled. It just means that you have a judgment about that feeling or that term. And it is your job to face that judgment and release it. So be very clear. Step one, be very clear about how you want to feel and write it down. And make this list exhaustive and keep adding to it, because this is you getting clear about what you want. And if you get stuck, think about the love you give. Think about the way that you have loved in your relationships, your romantic relationships, in your parenting relationships, doesn't matter. Think about the love that you give. Typically that's a great sign of how you want to be loved. We typically give the love to others that we wish to receive ourselves. And so think about the things that you do. Are you a gift giver? Do you give words of affirmation? Is physical touch your love language? If you're not clear about what the four love languages are, there is a free online quiz for free love languages, and you can find out specifically what your predominant love languages are. Typically, we have a mix of all four, but you'll have two or three that'll be prominent. And so that is a great baseline for you to understand how you give love and also how you want to receive love. So think about the love you give. And then step two, think about the words you want to hear. Are you a person who needs to hear I love you? Are you a person who needs to be told that they're beautiful or that their partner is proud of them? Write these things down and be very clear. Be very clear about the statements that you want to hear. Do you need affirmations? And understand that when you are clear about the love that you want, and then you can do step number three, you begin to give those things to yourself. And this is where a lot of those of us who have struggled with codependency, we tend to not want to do, because we have been taught that what I am missing, another one has. And if you fill my cup, I fill your cup. Well, I am here to tell you, as your coach and your big sister, that that does not work. And I speak from experience. Literally was in a relationship for a very long time where we both had that belief, and it was the most toxic relationship I've ever been in. What you are doing is saying to the universe and to yourself, I do not think enough of myself to give myself this love, so I'm going to give it away. You are putting that other person on a pedestal, and it never is an even exchange. It's just not the way life is set up. And so part of this journey is deconstructing some of these programs and beliefs that we're taught through fairy tales, through TV, through movies, that two broken people can come together and create healthy love. I've just never seen it. I've never seen it. I've never experienced it. But I do know that when you are loving of yourself, when you are filling your own cup, when you are interdependent, meaning I depend on me for my own happiness, for my own love, for my own affirmation, then what another person gives to you can only fill you. And the other beautiful thing about this is that there's not this pressure on your relationships. There's not this neediness and this clinginess. You're able to just experience the people who come into your life for who they are, not for what you need. And you just allow them to be. And should they leave your experience, there's none of the there is grief, because we grieve when things end, but there is not the aching void. There is not the aching heartbreak that I personally have experienced before I implemented these methods that I'm giving to you. As you can tell, this is a topic that's really close to my heart. It really was a game changer for me. And so, number 4, if you are confused about how you give yourself these things, I'm going to give you some tips. You change your inner dialogue so that when you're talking to yourself and about yourself, you're using the words that you want your potential partner to use. You call yourself beautiful. You look at yourself in the mirror, and instead of tearing yourself down, you say, well, you know what? Maybe we could do something different. You are just softer and more loving with yourself. That is the foundation of creating the soft life you deserve, is that you are softer with yourself. You are your own best friend. You treat yourself the way your best friend treats you, the way that you treat your best friend. You would never, ever tear down your best friend. But we have created a habit, a program where it's okay, and it's not. That ends today. Make that commitment to yourself that ends today. Make the commitment to prioritize your happiness. I don't care what your life looks like right now. Everything can change. When you change your inner world, your outer world changes. The mistake I often see my clients and I myself have made is that we try to change the outer world. We try to change our partners. We try to change our children. We try to change everyone else to treat us the way we want to be treated or to do the things we want them to do. That is like not liking your lipstick and trying to change it in the reflection of the mirror, trying to change it in the mirror. That sounds ridiculous, but our outer world is our mirror of what our inner world is. And change begins in our inner world. And you can always make a different choice, and it will change your outer world. I promise you. I don't care what your outer world looks like now. It is the past. It is dead. Your inner world is fresh and new and can be different every day. And when you begin to pour into yourself, to talk to yourself with words of affirmation, to give yourself gifts of love and loving kindness, to spoil yourself, to cherish yourself, your life will change. And I will give you an example of how I realized that my life was changing and that the people that I interacted with were changing because of the inner work that I was doing. I am a person who would go out and I would call people beautiful. I would compliment them. And when I started to do that for myself, I started to see that in other people. People started to compliment me. People started to say, I'm praying for you. People in a beautiful way, not in a, oh, I feel bad, but like, girl, I'm praying for you. You look great. You're doing good. It was just a beautiful expression of who I am. And it was beautiful to see that confirmation in my outer world from strangers. And so I want you to try this exercise. Journal, write down how you want to feel, the words you need to hear, the gifts you want to receive. Give them to yourself. Stand in the mirror. If you really want to take this to the next level, stand in the mirror. Look yourself in the eye. Just focus on one eye. Look yourself in the eye and give yourself those words of affirmation. Call yourself beautiful. Tell you, I cherish you. I love you. You are so beautiful. I love the way you think. I love that there's nobody like you. You mean the world to me. Give yourself that gift. And it was challenging for me at first, but it has completely shifted my relationship with myself. When you fill your own cup, you are able to overflow to others. That is another thing we've heard over and over. But I promise you, when you fill your own cup, you have enough for others. You are not dependent on others. You love freely. You become the version of you that you want to be, that your needs would not allow you to be. You become the version of you you always knew you could be in your relationships. So I'm going to give you a few thankformations to get you started. And these are affirmations that combine affirmations with gratitude, that get you into the state faster, and that speak the universe's language of gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you that I am so loved. Thank you that I feel so loved. Thank you for showing me that I am so loved. Thank you for showing me that I am loved just the way I am. Thank you for showing me that I am lovable just the way I am. Thank you for showing me that I am beautiful. Thank you for showing me that I am special, that I am divine, that I am unique. Thank you for showing me that I am worthy and deserving of a healthy, happy, beautiful, loving relationship. Thank you for bringing me a happy, healthy, loving relationship. And thank you for changing me so that I have a happy, healthy, beautiful, loving relationship with myself, with the universe, with life, and with everyone in my experience. I pray that this blesses you. Please let me know down in the comments when you try this, and please let me know your results. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one to create the soft, beautiful life that you deserve, please send me an email of what a soft life means to you. Keep it to 2 short paragraphs. Email it to me at elenalove7777. The link is in my description. And I'd love to work with you today to get started on living a life that feels good to you inside and out. Thank you for being with me. I love you so much. Namaste.